Greetings from the Northwoods of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. I'm Natasha, and this is Plant-Centered Living. Today will be a continuation of the Plant-Centered People series that I started a while back. Many of you have let me know that you truly enjoy hearing stories from other people about their reasons and their journeys to becoming plant-centered. Today we're going to hear from Josh Brown. Josh is a friend of mine living in the local area here, and I have always had a deep respect for Josh, his philosophy on life, his intellectual capacity, his heartfelt approach to life, as well as just the zest and passion that he has for humankind and all species on this planet. He is a thought-provoking person and very interesting. But he's going to share just a brief part of his story today. I do plan on interviewing Josh on several occasions coming up here in the future because I think he has a lot to offer all of us who are continuing on this plant-centered journey. So enjoy Josh's story.
Hi, my name is Joshua Brown. I live in Marquette, Michigan, and I'm just here to tell a bit of my story. I came to a plant-based lifestyle about 5 years ago or so, 6 years maybe. Anyway, I've been experimenting for it with a long time. I was in a car accident about 7 years ago, and I had a traumatic spinal cord injury that crushed my spinal cord and paralyzed me from the chest down. And long story short, when you get an injury like that, you have a lot of side effects, basically, of the injury that cause a number of health issues. So those things can be everything from, well, of course, paralysis, and then there's numbness from where your injury starts down to your toes. Neuropathic or pain and inflammatory pain in your whole body from lack of movement, skin issues, and so on. Blood pressure issues happen, digestion slows down, and so on. So I didn't have a whole lot of answers from my doctors and nutritionists. That they didn't. What I was getting from them wasn't working for me. So I did a lot of my own research. I had already been somewhat familiar with healthy eating before my accident because that was just an interest of mine, but I had to take it a lot further after that. So I was able to improve a lot of the health issues that come with a spinal cord injury, especially chronic pain. I brought that down over time to almost nothing, to where before it's so debilitating that you can barely function day-to-day basis without being really drugged up. So yeah, so I eventually ended up going to a 90 to 95% raw foods diet, and I do lots of juicing. I eat lots of fresh foods, and I think there is a big difference in how the body feels when it comes to pain with these foods. Raw foods are often they're less processed. They're not heated, so you have certain enzymes. You have a certain kind of energetics that comes with eating fresh fruit, ripe fruit, or leafy greens that are destroyed in the process of cooking. And I have found that the chemistry changes when you cook a food. It becomes more acidic. It tends to break down into a chemistry that is often, especially with grains, a little more inflammatory to the body. And so I found that by switching to a mostly raw foods diet, I was able to reduce my pain levels. And I think that has to do with changing the body chemistry to a more alkaline state. A lot of times pain to me equals acid. Acid equals pain. So yeah, so that helped me a lot, as well as various alternative therapies that I've tried, from massage to acupuncture to even energy work, or deep breathing. Deep breathing is great. Meditation is great.
So, Josh, can you give us an idea of the types of things that you eat? You talk about eating a raw foods diet. Some people may be unfamiliar with raw foods diets. Give us an idea of what you might eat in a day.
Okay. What I might eat in a day, these days, at this point in my life, I will often have a juice for breakfast, usually a fruit juice. So it could be orange juice. It could be, sometimes I juice melons. It depends on what's seasonal, and I go by seasonal and fresh as possible, and as close local as possible, for various reasons. But the more ripe, fresh, and properly grown the fruit is, the better it is for you. And then throughout the day, I may have 1 to 2 large salads. That tends to be, I mean, to some folks that might get a little bland, but I don't mind it, and I also get creative, adding things like spicy microgreens, uh, ginger, and various other herbs and spices to kind of change up flavors. I've gotten a little less strict with myself these days. Every so often I'll have something cooked, steamed vegetables, baked potatoes. I don't do a lot of grains, but on occasion. But I just have to manage my body, so just, does that answer your question?
It does. And then, Josh, obviously you've been doing this for a while, and a lot of it has to do with the diet portion of things, in healing yourself. Have there been other aspects of plant-centered living that you have become aware of through eating this way?
Absolutely. Everything from ethics to environment, uh, our psychological and emotional attachments to food. Um, yeah, I can't think of anything else at the moment.
No, that's okay. And then my question would be, if someone is considering transitioning to a plant-centered way of eating and that lifestyle, would you have any recommendations for them?
It really helps. It really helps to do your research and connect with people who have been doing it for a long time. Doing it all on your own with just experimenting, if you're the type that likes to experiment, you might have a tough time. You might not. It all depends on the person. It is really nice to connect with people who've been doing it for a long time. One other thing I had thought to mention was food combining. So I have learned that there are some things that are not very compatible digestion-wise if you mix them together. Like, I wouldn't want to eat watermelon with an avocado, ideally. Like, if you've got an iron stomach, fine, but fats and sugars are not always the most compatible when it's like a melon takes a half hour or less, and an avocado might take quite a bit longer. Can cause digestive upset and those kinds of things. So food combining, I think, is a fun thing to learn about for optimal digestion. And
And it sounds like what you're encouraging people is everybody may react to digestive issues differently, and so find out for yourself.
exactly.
Any other last pieces of advice or things that you may have learned, or
If you are suffering with any chronic health issue, or in pain, or the remedy is out there. I really think so. And we tend to be often focused in our society on technology and new treatments, and we forget that we have thousands of years of traditions that are there for us that people have forgotten about that we can tap into. So look into some of that, because some of these things are around because they work. And you can find your remedy. You can find the answers you're seeking if you have a health issue.
Thank you, Josh, for sharing your story with us. I look forward to hearing more of your story in the future and as part of additional interviews. So thank you for your time. For those of you who are just tuning in to Plant-Centered Living, please know that I offer a wide range of resources and support for those people transitioning to a plant-centered lifestyle, as well as support for those people who continue to live a plant-centered lifestyle even after many years. Get in touch with me at 906-235-5430. Follow me on Facebook at Plant-Centered Living, or visit www.plantcenteredliving.com. But whatever you do, just become part of our plant-centered community and share your thoughts, ask your questions, because together we are definitely stronger in our commitment to a plant-centered lifestyle and have more chances for success if we all work together. Have a great week, everyone. Talk to you soon.